So, Dr. J with you, but you saw my face, so you knew that. Anyway, I am in Hanoi, Vietnam, exploring. It's part of the Real World Climate Change Tour. And I'm also shooting some videos for my classes, and this one is dedicated to my Geo 106 Summer 2018 class. Howdy, students. So as I'm wandering around Southeast Asia and seeing items that relate to course content, I'm stopping and shooting a video and trying to explain some things to you. So behind me is a lake that's it's a smallish lake. It's more or less in the center of Hanoi, and it's a very popular spot for people to hang out, particularly during the day. And that's because it's cooler. So this brings me to the topic of land-water heating differences, or the marine continental effect that you're going to be learning about for our second exam. So water does not heat up nor cool down as quickly as does the adjacent land. So during the summertime, when the land, and that would be the land over that way in the urban area, all right, versus the lake, right, the lake is a whole lot cooler because it just doesn't get as hot as does the adjacent land. Now it's the opposite situation during the winter time. The water stays warmer than the land, but during the summer when it's really hot, it is nice to be next to a body of water. Now you're going to learn that there are a variety of reasons why water is more conservative in terms of its temperature than is the adjacent land. In other words, it doesn't get as hot nor as cool. One of the reasons is that the water has a higher specific heat than does the adjacent land, a higher specific heat. Now, the specific heat is the amount of energy required to raise the temperature of a given amount of a material. And it takes a whole lot more insulation, sunlight, to heat up a given surface area of the water than it does the land. So the water just does not get as hot as the land. So there's the fact, again, that water has a higher specific heat than does the adjacent land. Also, in the land, when the sun shines down on the land, that energy doesn't penetrate the surface of the earth. It stays concentrated in the topmost layer, so that area gets hotter, whereas when the sunlight strikes the water, right, it penetrates down into the water. We call that transmissibility, right? So more of the water is heated, so it doesn't get any hot, it doesn't get that much hotter in a specific spot. So there's transmissibility, there's the specific heat, plus with water there's mixing. The water's moving around, that energy that's being received by the sun spreads over a larger area, whereas when the sun strikes the ground doesn't move unless there's an earthquake, or you've been out on a busy night having some of the adult beverages and it seems like the ground is moving. That was just a bad joke. So that idea is that there's much more mixing in the water, so the energy gets spread over a large area. So those are the reasons why water is more conservative in its properties. It doesn't get as hot or as cold. So that's why when you're next to a body of water, and the closer you are next to a body of water, and this is particularly more obvious when you're next to a large body of water like an ocean, it will stay cooler in the summer, and that's the marine or the maritime effect, and it will stay warmer in the winter. When you are a long way from an ocean, that's a continental climate. Hotter in the summer and colder in the winter. All right, so land-water heating differences. You're going to be learning about it. Dr. J signing off from, I'll leave you this really pretty view of a lake. I can't remember the name, nor can I pronounce it, from Hanoi, Vietnam. Ciao.